Okay, on this tutorial I'm going to show you how to incorporate this picture in the background. So first you're going to go save your image, and I'm also going to change the color of it. So we're going to save it. I'm just going to call it Moon 2. I already have another moon. Alright, then you're going to open PowerPoint. Or this is the way I do it. You can open any Microsoft you want. Okay, so I'm trying to get it to match my background a little better here. So blue wouldn't look right. So what I'm going to go in and do is I'm going to go here to colors. And I'm going to pick this black and white one to just make it black and white. And I also, right now it's saved as a JPEG. And PNG works better in Photoshop. So I'm going to go down and save picture as. And I'm going to make sure I put it back where it needs to go. And I'm just going to name it Moon BW for Moon Black and White. Okay, and then here it's a JPEG, and I want to change it to a PNG because that works better. And then I'm going to click Save. Okay, then you're going to go and open your folder where you have it and get your moon and drag it on there. And you see how the little white lines show up? That means you can drop it. And right now I have it in the background. You see it's layered. So you're going to grab it and move it to where you feel like you want to have your moon. Okay, so what you missed is I right clicked and here it would say place, and I placed it, and then it was back here where I want it to be, but it's easier to work if you move it to the front. And then you have to rasterize the layer, which I did, and the video wasn't running, so I apologize, but you just rasterize layer, and then that way it lets you use the paint bucket. If you don't rasterize the layer, then when you come over here, you'll have a little white circle with a little black line through it. It says you can't use it. Okay, and I kind of picked a difficult picture, so we're going to see if this works. But what I'm using is this quick selection, and I've selected this area. And then I'm going to go in and paint the area around the moon and then move it back, and hopefully this will work. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm going and selecting it with the quick selection tool, and then I'm going to switch to my paint bucket, and I'm just painting. I'll have to go back and get these. I won't do all that on the tutorial because it would take too long. Again, maybe picking an easier picture would have worked better. Okay, so show you again how to use it. So you're just going in and clicking the areas you want to add and getting the paint bucket and painting them until you get rid of all of this. Now some of it might fade away in the background when I move it back. See, most of it, some of the mess ups down here you don't have to correct because they're fading away. Okay, so now that I have colored most of it, using a brush takes a long time, but I'm going to switch the brush, and then I'm just going to start coloring the rest of this that I need. Now you need to make sure that you color the rest of some of this little area that I need to go away. Okay, so if you zoom in quite a bit, you can start seeing the pixels, and then it gets a lot easier to take them off. Again, most of this is going to be hidden, so I really don't need to be doing this, but I'm just showing you how to get more exact on what you need to cover up. And then if you zoom in more, like you actually start seeing the pixel boxes. Okay, so what I did is I took it from the front and put it in the back. And you can kind of see there's still a little bit that needs to be cleaned up right here. But other than that, it looks pretty good. Alright, so I'm going back. If you hold down the Alt key when you're in Zoom, it makes it minus and you can zoom back out. So that's probably all I'm going to clean it up. And then I'm going to take it and move it back into the background where I wanted it. Okay, so then the last thing that I did is I went... Actually, this needs to be... What is this? I need to delete that. I accidentally got put on there. Okay, so I made a text box. So what I did is went into layers and added a new layer, and then moved it to the top, but I didn't mess with my 3D. You can put it here because I just need it in front of this. And so then you type it in there. You can change your size, your font, your color. If I want to make it 3D, I could do 3D, but we're not going to really mess with 3D right now. And so I just put it on here. Again, you want to make sure you put it where it needs to go, or you see how it gets hidden. So you have to make sure you put it where you can see it. Okay, and that's pretty much it. I'm going to save it, convert it into a JPEG or a PNG file, and then I'm going to put it in WeVideo and add a cool little something's going to fall in front of it, and then turn it into an MP4, and then